here's what you missed when you didn't watch The Winds of Sir Celine, The Reach.
The broadcast begins with the players clapping like they've gotten done with the Tony Robbins motivational convention. Tim jokes about having a bad internet connection while having a bad internet connection.
Barker wears a spiffy suit.
James, who apparently looks like Chris Pratt, mutes his girlfriend's microphone as she is in the middle of describing her character and somehow manages to still be in a relationship at the end of the session.
The story begins with Barker doing his best impression of Count Chocula.
Orin, a gnomish warlock, has a super scary dream about being in a snowy forest with red leaves, before being awakened by Barker's audio equipment.
Orin is told that he has been asleep for a week and a half, having apparently downed a gallon of NyQuil and 2 dozen Ambiens.
He is also told that he is on an airship known as the Reach, en route to the city-state known as Maricor.
Orin can't remember much of anything and can talk about as well as Norma from Orange is the New Black.
Luckily for him, his owl Pebble can speak and seems to know what Orin is thinking. I guess that makes Pebble red?
After a moment, Orin and Pebble decide to make their way down to the tavern called the Captivated Carrot. No, that can't be right.
The Carrot, being about the same size as a Midtown Manhattan studio apartment, is occupied by a dragonborn, a tiefling, a human, and a bartender of some kind.
Quintrek, a human bard, tries to hide in plain sight, aided by the fact that a dragonborn and a tiefling are present in the room.
Gaharl, the dragonborn, has had too much to drink and throws up over the side of his ship. Orin and Pebble realize they are on an airship because the furniture isn't bolted down.
Nymeria, a tiefling, has her mind blown by a talking owl who is apparently named Pebble because he was once a rock in the Feywild. I don't get it.
Statler and Waldorf enter the already crowded telephone booth-sized bar and begin immediately hurling insults at Gaharl, Orin, Pebble, and Nymeria. Let's get ready to rumble! Oh, Quintrek talks everyone down with a drinking contest.
After a while, the Reach crosses paths with the Wanderer, a legally distinct entity not to be confused with the Watchtower Tavern in Gwynterod.
Everyone takes a moment to watch the ship pass and take in the breathtaking sights of the Underwood, which is also a person's name. Pretty sneaky reference, Barker.
We learn that the ship is being piloted by some kind of magic user known as a Ventigator using multiple focuses.
Matt informs Barker that the plural of focus is indeed foci. English majors, am I right?
Quintrek, inspired by the beauty he has witnessed, pens a catchy little ditty that goes a little like this. Da-da-da-da-da, Sir Celine.
Gaharl immediately gets the song stuck in his head, and it isn't long before everyone is somehow singing along with what is apparently the new national anthem of Sir Celine.
While everyone is distracted by the sight, Orin decides to pour some ink into Statler's drink, which he promptly chugs without noticing because, as we all know, ink has no flavor.
The Reach then begins its approach to Maricor, one of the 7 city-states of Sir Celine, owned by someone named Con Barris. Ship stuff happens, and the Reach begins to descend. Yes, ship stuff.
Our heroes exit the airship.
Nymeria meets a little girl who is all like, OMG, you're a hero, LOL.
Nymeria is all like, word, and Gaharl joins in, seeing as this is the first bit of positive attention either of them have gotten in a while.
Quint, Orin, and Pebble are 3 smaller people who are largely ignored.
Size humor.
The little girl drags the group to see Con Barris, and are immediately met by a carved wooden gate bearing the sigil of Maricor, a werebear. Werebear? Why, behind the door, of course.
The bear stands on its hind legs and the party prepares to leap into battle. Oh, it's just someone's pet bear, not a combat encounter.
Snookins, as he is known, is the pet bear of Con Barris, who invites the 5 of them in to smoke and schmooze, where he outlines his plan to create an adventurers guild in order to bring tourists into Maricor and Sir Celine proper.
Apparently the Elvish Museum wasn't cutting it.
The adventurers agree, though they sense that perhaps there is something more happening that they are yet unaware of.
It is somewhere around this point in the game that every single player ignores their cats. This isn't an important part of the plot, but it does carry on for about 5 minutes, so it's worth noting.
A 2-minute break turns into a 20-minute break.
The group celebrates their newly formed Adventurers Guild by promptly being told to investigate a pair of bloody boot prints leading to a body that had been drained of its blood. They immediately recognize the sign of a vampire, and Orin metagames Pebble into a flying recon drone.
After a few minutes, Pebble finds a portal into the Feywild in a clearing.
Orin, seeing this through his familiar's eyes, leaps to attention and sprints towards the portal and Pebble.
The rest of the party follows on foot, their curiosity piqued. Everyone forgets that they have a flying airship at their disposal. And with that, the session comes to an end.